What's going on, guys? It's Dave from Two Average Dudes. Michael will chime in a second. I have some notes because as I read up on this and found out more information, I kept getting angry, so I want to make sure I keep focused. So, the other day, Trudeau met with the Quebec Premier, Francis Legault, and that meeting was in Sherbrooke, Quebec. It was a closed meeting, and Quebec wants to reduce immigration into that province by over 20%. And apparently that's going to be agreed upon, but which is funny because Ottawa keeps saying that immigrants help the economy. It's key to a strong economy. Okay. Now, the Quebec government is looking for $300 million in compensation, while Ottawa at this time is only offering $140 million. Now, I'm very interested to see if this compensation goes up and it gets darn close to it, because I bet it does. Now, this I found kind of shocking. Under the 1991 Canada-Quebec deal on immigration, federal funding to help Quebec integrate all immigrants that are coming in will rise even as Quebec's intake on immigrants goes down. What? Why would they get more money? I don't get it. Also, Quebec is apparently dying for workers. They're turning away business because they don't have the people to do the jobs, okay? So, Trudeau's always been saying that these will help, build the workforce and everything else. And Quebec is turning them away. And I'll get this is the good reason. Now, why is Quebec getting so much money and so much good treatment when they're just a province? Why do we have this Canada-Quebec deal on immigration? Like, Canada and Quebec, they are a province in this Dominion. They're just one province. So it's one province against the rest of Canada? Come on! It's time to stop coddling Quebec. Now, here's the interesting part. This reduction in immigration will apparently give Quebec time to make sure they bring in people with the skills that they want, and also to ensure new immigrants can speak French and support Quebec values. What the heck? What about the rest of Canada? What about Canadian values? Not just Quebec values, Canadian values. Where are people, can everybody speak English? Bilingual country, right? It's boggling my mind because Trudeau says something for Canada, but when it's Quebec, it's something different. And you know why? Because there's an election coming up, and by doing this, they might pick up a few more seats in Quebec because they're afraid they're going to lose seats everywhere else. So their last stronghold is Quebec. And we all know how many liberals and that there are in Quebec. So he's buying them off with this. He's allowing them to pick and choose who they want into the country. And then get heavily compensated for it also with the rest of Canada's money. No! That's not right at all. If you're going to allow these people in, it should be fair. If one goes to New Brunswick or Nova Scotia or Victoria or, Alberta, well, each province should get the same compensation because we're all in Canada. Canada! We're not in Quebec and Canada. And why, pick and choose? Well, I'm in Ontario. I want somebody that supports Ontario views. What are Ontario views? Ontario views are Canada views. They're not Quebec views, Ontario views, New Brunswick views, Manitoba views, Alberta views. They're Canadian views. But it seems that Quebec has its own separate identity, its own separate everything. So, thanks, Trudeau. You're showing your real colors. You once said that Quebec was better than the rest of Canada. And you know what? I guess it hasn't changed too much, has it? Again, you disgust me, and you're treating the rest of Canada like garbage. Anyway, Mike, chime in here. Get me off the hook.
Hey Dave, this is just Trudeau doing his best to win an election. He needs the votes in Quebec, and Maxime Bernier is scaring the bejesus out of Trudeau. If Bernier does what he's supposed to do in Quebec, Trudeau could totally 100% be out. Okay? And the fact of the matter is that there's different rules for different provinces is crazy. Because like you said, Quebec is bilingual. If you're demanding they speak French, you should demand they speak English as well. Okay? And a lot of these refugees and immigrants coming in don't speak English. So if not speaking French is an issue, not speaking English should be an issue. We have to stop giving in to Quebec like they control our country. They're one province, and if this whole bilingualism is such a big deal when it comes to Justin Trudeau and comes to federal government, let's start making it bilingual everywhere, not just Quebec. We're a bilingual country. If you're really going to bear down and say, let's worry about Quebec's bilingualism, let's start making everywhere bilingual. Let's start teaching all our kids half stuff in French and just forcing it onto them. Because apparently it's so important. But, Trudeau's got to stop flip-flopping. He's playing up this stupid election that's coming up. And we're going to see a lot of dumb stuff coming out of him. A lot of weird promises, a lot of weird rules made up, and a lot of unfair things going on as he tries to secure his votes in these few areas where he needs them, where he's losing power and he needs to get these seats. So it's going to be fun to sit back and watch. It's going to be fun to see exactly what he does to get this next election going. All right, guys, have a good one.